So the first and foremost question comes that change in education, why education needs change? One, everyone needs education, quality education. So all the students keep looking, ki bhai, we have done schooling, now what? Especially for higher education. And how many seats are there for us? What are the uh, possibilities for us to study further? So if I talk about Delhi, in Delhi we have, especially in Delhi government state universities, we have created a lot of seats all around, and we have set up new universities also. When we came in 2005, I was just going through some documents in 2015. DTU itself was having in total 1700 new admissions every year. Now they have 4200 admissions per year. So seats have been increased tremendously. I mean, they have increased their intake very well. Uh, all other universities run by state government has increased their seats and introduced new programs, new 21st century skill programs, and then new dimension of jobs. Uh, I mean, look, new programs based on new dimension of the jobs have been created. But most important thing that I would like to share here is that Delhi government has set up this new university named Delhi Skills and Entrepreneurship University. Skills we have been talking about, we do ITI, we do polytechnics, and then we do some initial courses. Then we have engineering and all. Then we have uh, the whole entire government system keeps noting skill, how skill is important. Everybody talks about skill is the future. But the most important thing about skill is we have to understand that unless and until I can say that, yes, I am part of some formal education, I have a question that if I would love to go for a skill or not. After schooling, if you are asking me and conventionally you tell about me or you judge about me that, okay, here is a person who has left his education after schooling and has joined some skill. So this mindset is not good for skill education. So what we did was we formalized the entire skill education setup in Delhi, and now we have introduced this university. So anybody who is going for skill education is part of a formal university education. It's not that you have left your education, because ultimately we have to think how society is reacting to our offers. Usually when we offer a student that, look, you can go to this course, that skill, that has a career, that is the future, these are just dialogues. The student asks us, where the university where I can go? Or should I drop the idea of studying in a university? So we set up this university now, and this is the answer to the social stigma about skill education. I was just collecting the data. 6,000 seats have been created this year in first year itself. So 6,000 students new, I mean, it's a new university. This is the first year also. This includes diploma and degree courses. So uh, 6,000 students can get opportunity to enter into a skill university this year, and every year this is going to be increased more than 6,000. So it's a new university, new, and a big opportunity for people who are looking to continue their education in some university setup. And of course, entrepreneurship is part of that. As I say, that this is not skill university only, this is skill and entrepreneurship university. Then certain other things that we are doing, you introduce business blaster program, entrepreneurship mindset curriculum, happiness curriculum in school level. That is also important part, because my problem as a leader of the society and the government is that I have to give the path, I have to set up a path where people can actually look forward that here is the way we'll get jobs. I can't keep promising in my manifestos and I keep saying that, yes, chinta mat karo, main neta hu na, bol diya job lagenge to lagenge. So all the schools, especially schools, they have been working to create a generation who are good, who are talented, best of the best minds, but ultimately job seekers. Anybody who is studying in school or college look forward for a good job. If everybody, if every school and college is producing job seekers, then who will give job providers? Where will the job come from if people are not growing their mindset and their skills to create job in future. Who will create the job? Governments. Government is not the solution to create jobs. So these students have to create job when they go out of the school and colleges. Internationally, this is happening. So we have introduced this program called Business Blasters, where we are giving them seed money and we are asking them that you invest this seed money and come up with your ideas. Will help you, will nurture you as an entrepreneur. And once you go through, there's a cutthroat competition also planned. So through this competition also, of course, while you're learning from your success, from your failures, from your investment, business plans at school level, then there's a competition. The best of the best ideas from the schools about entrepreneurship will be selected for state level entrepreneurship carnival. Then best of the best ideas from there shall be selected where universities can directly give admission. So it's a competition also, that if you want to get admission into DTU or NSUT or maybe IP college or IGDTW college, university where you want to study in BBA program. So one way is you pass the entrance for that particular exam, BBA program, or the other way is you participate in the Business Blaster program. If you succeed and you are able to secure the top 10 group rank, so all the students who are part of those top 10 projects, it can be 10 students, it can be 100 students. So all of them will be given opportunity to study in DTU or NSUT as per the seats available, but the special seats have been created there. And I'm sure these students who will enter into a university to study BBA after such a tough competition and such a practical competition where they'll learn from failures and success, nothing is going to match that. Even the students who are coming through that rote learning test and 3-hour test, they'll be different. So anyway, these are just initiatives. My only thing to conclude, because we have to discuss these things a lot in this program also, that education is the only thing that need to change if we want to bring any change in the country and society. Right now, as I said, the one problem of the country is joblessness. We have to give entrepreneurs to the country, and education should take responsibility that yes, we'll give entrepreneurs. And fortunately, we have been able to deliver something on this line in Delhi. Second thing is our country has a lot of problems, like, as I said in some of the recent programs, that on one hand, we have 25 crore people who are homeless on our ground. On other hand, we have lakhs and lakhs of civil engineers who are standing in queues for jobs. We have civil engineers, we have resources, we have people who are looking for houses. We have people in our country who are starving, who are, if not starving, who don't have 2 meals a day to feed themselves. We have, on other hand, we have jobless people who say we are graduate from agriculture university, we are graduate from food and science and technology colleges, and they are jobless, and we have resources. So education has to take responsibility to bridge these gaps. There is some missing links. I see entrepreneurship is the missing link. There might be different ideas also. So education has to take a lead role in connecting the problem. Problem is on the both ends. Joblessness is a problem. Homeless itself is a problem. Civil engineer who is not getting job is a problem. Person who is not getting home is a problem. We have people, but something is not connecting. Education has to connect that. We are trying to make something into it. So I'm not here just to preach or share that this is all what we have done. A few things I have told that this is what we have done, we are trying to do. But all the people who are the great minds of the country in the education, I look forward to hear from them also, that, or maybe if not now, in future also, that how can we improve further? How can we as an education system bridge that gap? Please work with us, please help us, please guide us and suggest us so that we all can work together to solve this, to connect this. That's why I wanted to say thank you very much for inviting me here.
That's great, and that's a very humble statement from a top leader of the country. And I'll definitely, there are a couple of comments. I'll just ask you to respond to them also.
Right.
But before that, having been in education for quite some time, what one keeps on hearing is students will come back and say, I joined this university, I'll not name. I joined this university, but I was hoping was something amazing, but I didn't get anything practical out of it. My learning experience was not even 10% of what I had expected. So, so people would come back and share कि मुझे उतना फायदा नहीं हुआ. I didn't learn so much. Or it was quite theoretical. 11th 12th में जो मैंने कॉमर्स में पढ़ाई करी वही बीकॉम ऑनर्स में मुझे पढ़ा दिया गया. So like I'm sure now तो आपने school level पर you have started programs like Business Blasters, even happiness curriculum I think is practically how do you live life. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, I did a lot of courses later on from various art of living to Osho Center to wherever to understand. But like as an input, probably things were missing when one went to school. So I think those things being provided to students is amazing. So एक क्वेश्चन आया अभी अर्चना जैन और एक और उन्होंने बोला है so they are saying that how can our student participate in Business Blaster program and how can we register? So I think it's for government schools only right now. So
in the beginning for this year, it's in the in the beginning for this year, it's in the government school only. But we plan to have this for private schools also in subsequent years. But it's for 11th and 12th grade kids studying in government schools where we are providing them seed money and asking them to invest and learn and do.
So just to share with everyone, still if you want your children to go in for entrepreneurship programs, you can check out TIE has a program called TYE, that is TIE Young Entrepreneur Program. In fact, I've been supporting the program for the last 8-9 years. So it's a pretty good program. They do it on Sundays. Earlier, the interactions are happening at IIT Delhi. Now, obviously, it is online as of now. So I think some maybe another 10 days after it's going to start, it's starting slightly early in September. So you can recommend to your children for if all of you want to see it, check TIE Delhi and TYE program. So you can just check that and or you can check on realecole.com. I'll just write it in the chat. Sarthak Rivu, you can just write in the chat. You'll find a lot of programs on entrepreneurship available there. Like EDI is a government institute at Ahmedabad. They also do a summer camp, very nice summer camp starting 12 years of age. So that's how EDI is. So you can check that also. Yeah. So Manishi, one more question is, yeah, we have written in the chat, Dr. Preeti, please look at it. Archana ma'am, Komal ma'am, you can suggest this program. So Manishi, there are a lot of counselors right now who are attending, and somehow I've been going to school for so many years, so I recognize a number of people. So, so what would you say about the counseling systems which currently schools have and how they can orient? I'm speaking of counseling and how they can take a leaf from the happiness curriculum or other initiatives of the government.
You see, there are two types of higher education university, because when you say counseling is, if correct me if I'm wrong, right now the concept counseling is being used for further admissions, further study processes, to guidance on that. So I see two types of higher education systems in the country also and the world also, that those who prepare students to fit in the system, and those who prepare their students to add the value after they graduate from their institution. So first of all, we have to identify, and it depends on personalities also. I believe in growth mindset, but still up to that level, you have to decide that what are my immediate priorities? Should I apply to a course, and counselors should actually help them, that what is my temperament? Am I a person who is studying? There is nothing good or bad. Don't judge anything. Everything is right. And the world need all kind of people. So am I studying to fit in some framework after graduation? Am I looking for such a course, or am I looking for something to value addition, to add some value to something? I'm looking for those kind of courses. This is the basic difference between students, and that's why people stuck. That's why people change their careers so frequently, because they come here and there. Absolutely. So if we can help the students in that, unfortunately in schools it's not happening. Most of the counseling is like नौकरी ढूंढने वाली काउंसलिंग है कि भाई किस जॉब, किस पढ़ाई के आपके इतने मार्क्स आए हैं, आपके इतने पढ़ाई के बाद आप इस तरह की नौकरी कर सकते हैं, दैट्स फैंटास्टिक। बट किस सेक्टर में जाके, किस नौकरी को करके, या कौन सा बिजनेस या कौन सा रिसर्च करके आप वैल्यू एड कर रहे होंगे, या किसी जगह जाके फिट हो रहे होंगे बंधे हुए सिस्टम में, ये अगर हम स्कूल लेवल पर, खासतौर से जब ये ट्रांजिशन पीरियड है, इफ वी कैन हेल्प स्टूडेंट्स टू आइडेंटिफाई विद इन दैम, not, I'm not saying that judge them, this is or good or this is bad, everything is required and everything has a future, but what is your personality, what is your temperament to fit in? Because if you ask some student, he'll say नहीं नहीं मुझे जॉब वॉब नहीं करनी है साहब, ये 10 से 5 की जॉब मेरे को अच्छी लगती है। someone will say नहीं साहब एक बढ़िया सी नौकरी होनी चाहिए 10 से 5 की, उसके बाद में हमको अपनी जिंदगी जीनी है।
बिल्कुल,
दोनों चीजें ठीक हैं, नथिंग इज गुड और बैड, किसी कोई एक चीज ऊपर एक दूसरे से कम नहीं है, बट आपका टेम्परामेंट क्या है, आप क्या कैसी आगे लाइफ को लीड करना चाहते हैं, एटलीस्ट टू बिगिन विद, वो बाद में चेंज भी हो सकती है। वो अगर ठीक से काउंसलिंग हो जाए तो बच्चे के लिए फिर अपने कोर्सेज चूज करना थोड़ा आसान हो जाता है। ये मेरा एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, फीडबैक है टू द काउंसलर्स। आई होप दिस विल वर्क, दिस विल हेल्प।
absolutely. That's great. I think people will just move on, and Poonam Verma ma'am has been here with us. She has been at the program right from the beginning. Principal of Sukhdev College of Business Studies, which I hold, is an amazing college, a top college in Delhi University, providing excellent teaching learning exposure to the students, excellent placements. Whenever I speak to students, they're all gaga about how corporates are also coming. And of course, a lot of people have become entrepreneurs also. I have students right from a student who's very close to me, Pranav Bhatia, who passed out from Sukhdev long time back, and he has been helping, in fact, entrepreneurs and so on. So, Poonam ma'am, please share about changes which are happening in education scenario with a specific focus on Delhi University. Delhi University, you know, with the emblem of an elephant, is a mammoth university. I mean, thousands of students go through it. And I'm also proud to say that I have been a part of Delhi University. I did my bachelor's physics honors from Hansraj, then MBA from FMS Delhi. And I would say I'm a proud Delhi University product. And so have been so many other people, right from Shah Rukh Khan to, you know, sometimes now colleges are displaying pics of their alumni, to former Miss Indias, to businessmen and so on. So Poonam ma'am, please share your ideas on changes in the education system, specifically with reference to Delhi University. Ma'am, if you kindly permit, there's a small, Poonam ma'am, can be made the co-host, please, people, Rebu.
Oh, yeah.
And ma'am, just 1 minute. There's a question which I would like to address to Manishji. With your permission, sir.
Please, please.
Archana Jain says, I agree with Sisodia sir. There is a race for JEE nowadays. How can students who are highly skilled and who have won many entrepreneurship events can get admission in top colleges in DU, provided they don't score very well in JEE, but are very skilled and aspiring entrepreneurs? And also request to Sisodia sir to please open the Business Blaster program for private schools as well. Yeah.
No, certainly we'll open this. We have a plan to open this, but we wanted to first of all do this first year in all the schools of government school, and then we'll move to private schools also. And we can't force, we'll advise private schools to start such program, and then in partnership with government. And then you asked something about, I believe, about DU provided. I mean,
yeah.
I am not a minister responsible for DU affairs, so it's not good for me to comment anything. Thank
right.
you.
Right. Professor Rihan Kansuri has made a pertinent observation. Rihan sir, good evening. DSU has launched a 20 months residential program for girls without any fee with Navgurukul in software development.
Yeah, that's
so all educators, my appeal is please take the programs which are being launched. You know, this time as a career counselor, I have to really struggle with parents because they'll come and say, "Humne suna nahi hai." I said, "Roj akhbar padho, roj aa raha hai newspaper mein," and so on and so forth. So any new things which are coming, I think it is our duty as counselors and educators to take it to the larger public. Yeah. So let's any counselors who want, I mean, me and my team, we run a counselors group and we update, we answer questions on it. There are more than 200 people from India and abroad on that. So please feel free. Just you can send your number on this, and I would request my team to keep on adding you to the group right away. So in case you want to join the group. So Poonam ma'am, please carry on, Poonam ma'am. We would like to welcome you and please initiate.
Thank you very much, Jitinji, for taking this initiative. And before I begin with what Delhi University is doing, I actually must appreciate and congratulate our government in Delhi, which has always, as always, been, taking very inspiring and pioneering efforts in education. Of course, first in school education, but I would say they have been very, very supportive of the colleges for which they have been, giving us the grant. And one of the initiatives of which our college has been the beneficiary has been the starting of the incubation centers in these colleges.
Okay.
See, much before this national education policy was launched, I think it was in the vision of the present government under the leadership of Honorable Minister Sir, that they started with a lot of activities, which of course today when we say that it's the launch of the national education policy, I think it was within the vision and the radar of the present government. So they have done a lot. They have started the incubation centers in the educational institution. And our college was one of the first beneficiary of this. And what Manish Sisodia ji sir rightfully said, is not India is not a country where we have to, the educational institutions should actually be aiming at, providing jobs. We understand that as an institution, Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies has excellent placement, the highest placements I can really proudly say. But let me also say that we are also working thanks to the efforts and the support given by the government for starting these incubation center in the educational institution. It was indeed a very visionary and much ahead of its time. And of course, it has taken a shape of starting a university for skills as well as for entrepreneurship. I mean, much that was needed is actually seeing the results today. So thank you, Manish ji, for your continued support for the pioneering efforts in the field of education. I think progenies would remember you for this. Yes, so I come back to the second point that you mentioned. What is Delhi University getting along? So please appreciate that this national education policy, in fact, for that matter, every policy is a product of its environment and the growing aspirations of its citizens. And the world is indeed becoming a global village. And therefore, when we are talking about education today, it has to cater to this need, this ever-growing need. When we talk about global village, that means it has to cater to the global citizens. And when I look at this national education policy, which has been launched, and Delhi University, it is going to get started from the next year, 22 is the time. Of course, this pandemic has brought about a change. See, two things happened in our environment. One was the pandemic and the launch of this. Both these were equally important. And what they really did was that the sweeping changes that have been brought about in the academics, from academic to, academic plus vocational education. I mean, Delhi government didn't have to wait for the launch of the NAP. They've already started with vocational education. And this new education policy, which is now to be started in Delhi University from next year, there is a paradigm shift from the decades-old education system to enabling a student to become engaged, to become productive, and contributing citizen for building an equitable, inclusive, and a plural society. I always feel that the role of teachers is very, very important. While you might have all the best of the NEPs, I'm sure if this is 2021 is not the only one, there are going to be more. But at the end, it is the teachers who will actually be implementing this. And for me, I always feel that the best teachers are those who show you where to look, but they don't tell you what to see. And that's the quote that I take of Alexander Trenfor. So the biggest challenge for any teacher is in today's time, and I think we have seen that happening, in this pandemic time is capturing each student's attention and conveying ideas, that are effectively enough to create a lasting impression. Now, with this NEP, what is new? What is different? Of course, we launched the 4-year undergraduate program in 2013. That had to be discontinued for good, bad, right, wrong reasons. But what is it now? This multidisciplinary bachelor's program going to be? The pitch comes in almost, I would say 7 years ago. So the first year of the education, because it has a multiple exit and entry points, and therefore the advantage of this would be that you continue your education for a year for some reasons. You want to try your hands at entrepreneurship, you can always go back and try your hands. So what would you get? You would get a certificate. So if you exit at the second year, you would get a diploma. Third years, you'll get a bachelor's degree. And the fourth year, you will get an honors degree, which would include a certain amount of research and deeper knowledge in the subject. So, so that is where you can decide. And mind you, while this kind of a thing happens, there are going to be no dropouts. So eventually, we can always say that everyone's gone and with something, some takeaway has been given to them. So, but what is the implication of it? Yes, infrastructure is going to be a big challenge. Okay, but in times to come, with the kind of pandemic, what pandemic has taught us is the hybrid way of learning. And maybe the challenge of the infrastructure could also be taken up by, going into hybrid learning. The second thing that's also happening along with this is that while there will be multiple entry and exit will be allowed with appropriate certification, there is an academic bank of credit is being established to facilitate the transfer of credits. And that's something, I mean, the digital lockers and all that we are hearing of, and that's going to actually get translated with these credits that I earn in my education during the college life. Another good thing that's also happening is that there's going to be a national research foundation will be established to foster a strong research culture. Teaching cannot be separated from research. It has to be, and that research has to be more relevant, something meaningful. So this research, when has to be, therefore a National Research Foundation is being established. The whole education, which everybody says is that it has to be light but tight regulation of higher education. There would be a single regulator, and there'll be 4 separate verticals, which I am sure Mr. Jitin Chawla is going to cover all that. So the affiliation system of the education is going to be eased out, or rather phased out, I would say, with graded autonomy to colleges. So therefore, I would say that this new education policy, the national education policy, as we say, is going to make use of the technology with equity. And of course, pandemic has actually taught us that. The next one more good thing that's going to happen is that instead of just competing on the basis of your admission based on your 12th class marks, there's going to be an aptitude test, which is going to be a common entrance exam for all the central universities. And that is the way, just the way the foreign universities also have a SAT exam, we probably on the similar lines, the central universities would have this kind of an exam. Well, there are always flip side of it, that the students will have to now focus on that exam as well as their 12th. If the exams are held not just once in a year, but they've held multiple times, so the students can either repeat the exam and they can take it at their own pace. And that is the whole idea of education going to be with this national education policy. It's going to be more multidisciplinary. I would see a lot of our students, going to foreign universities. So this aspect of having a 4-year education with multidisciplinary. See, the best part of it is not just adding number of years, but it is adding more learning, more diversity in your learning. And therefore, I can choose, music, psychology. I can choose with the business management, these kind of options. And the national education policy is also aiming at making these institutions, the standalone institutions, as multidisciplinary. Now, a lot is being said. Then another good aspect of this is that, the collaboration with the foreign universities is also being encouraged. And I think that will be a good thing to happen if we are aiming at catering to creating and catering to the needs of the global citizens. So that's also one good thing that's going to happen, is having these collaboration with the foreign education, with the foreign universities. So opening up Indian higher education for the foreign universities is going to be a good thing. Introduction of multidisciplinary UG programs with multiple exit options. They've also discontinued the MPhil degree, which of course was not so relevant anyway, once the PhD program is also going to be 5 years program. And all universities and colleges must aim to become, as I said, multidisciplinary by 2040. But yes, these are few of the takeaways that I could actually say. So it is the flexibility in the national education policy, which is something that is the greatest advantage I can see that for the students. I think that's all. We would also welcome some kind of conversation, dialogue happening with the counselors and the other principals who have joined in. And I'm sure our Minister Sir too would like to throw some light on, besides of course what he has said. So thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, ma'am. That was amazing and gave us deep insights into the FYEP system. And for people who joined us late, a lot of changes are happening, and that's why this program also. I would also like to highlight, I would like to showcase a small PPT, and then we open for questions, and then we'll take your questions. Ribu, if you can put up this PPT. Also, if anybody wants this PPT, will be, in fact, the entire thing, we will put it on our YouTube channel. I have my YouTube channel with my name, Jitin Chawla, which has almost 135 videos, right from, what after PCM, PCB, commerce without maths, humanities, or individual careers also. So we have built up this channel. During lockdown, I used to be free. I used to think what additional stuff to do, and I started shooting. So the video quality might not be that great, but the content is. So next, please. So we are a career counseling firm, and we keep on working with schools in India and abroad. Next. So for people who just joined in, we're just sharing that this is the context of the program. Next. I can see a lot of people joining in now also. Next. So I'll quickly cover a couple of points already have been taken up, but I'll cover a couple of other points. So these are the announcements by UGC that higher education institution can now start online programs. Yes. So establishment and operation of academic bank of credit. I hope this you have read about it. This is amazing. So this means, see, a lot of people today, either they don't want to, or because of circumstances, they can't. They can't do the way people do a 3-year degree together or a 4-year degree together. They would like to go out and come back again and pick up, or you complete it whenever you wish to. So you will have an academic bank of credit. Like in a bank, we deposit the money, and after some time we say, okay, so much has been deposited, fine, now you can take it out. So a degree will be completed if you have completed certain credits. So there's a separate academic bank of credit which has been announced. Yeah, multiple entry and exit, so that like there's a lot of flexibility in the education system. You can enter in and exit at various times. The concept of meta university also, under which CIC Delhi University had started. I'm sure you would have looked at Cluster Innovation Center Delhi University. So it was started under the meta university concept. Ultimately, what can happen is I can start a program, say in Delhi University, and do 2 semesters, do the next 2 semesters at Jamia Millia Islamia, and do the last 2 semesters again at Delhi University, or some kind of mix. Yeah. So the formula is still being worked out. I would not say that it has been launched in entirety. CIC was launched with that objective. Cluster Innovation Center, for people who want to look at it, they have 2 programs right now. One is BA Social Sciences and Humanities. Second is BTech Maths and Innovation. Yeah. I also strongly feel that we need to talk to students about it, and more than student, parents. Otherwise, they'll still keep on going to the same BA, BCom programs of famous universities. Yeah. So they would keep on feeling that that is the best, which might not be the case. So equity and inclusion is in education. So gender champions. So that again, UGC is propagating internationalization of higher education in India. Now, this is not in terms of only tying up, but more in terms of even, the government is trying to push this, that Indian universities should attract students from outside. Right now also they do. In fact, on one count, the University of Pune had almost 5,000 students from different places across the world. University of Delhi attracts, in fact, there's an international student hostel also for such students, and so on. But the government tends to intensify this. Implementation of National Academic Depository. Yeah. So, this is basically 24/7 online mode for making available any academic awards, their authenticity, their safety, storage. Like we have, like we can, today we can take out printout of Aadhaar card from anywhere. Yeah. So today that repository has been created. So similarly, academic depository, where all your certificates, all your awards will be there, and it can be taken out with appropriate passwords and so on. So that is another program which is happening. And students appearing via NIOS or Open School, they can be given provisional admission in UG courses. Next. So you can check these out on UGC's website if you want to look more at details. All this is available on UGC's website. AICT. So though AICT pulled back, but that was a big announcement. I'm sure some of you would have read in the newspapers. Initially they had said that without maths and physics also you could get into engineering, but it was pulled back. I hope it will come back in another format, because across the world, that's how things are. It does not matter what you have studied earlier, but if you have interest in something, if you can prove to the admission authority that, look, I have a certain level of competence, I can do this and I can clear this test and take admission. So I think that kind of thing, we are on the path to that, but that proposal right now has been pulled back. But BTech students can be admitted to other branches through lateral entry. So that is one important announcement. So initially a student has taken a stream, but they can, or they're doing something else, but they can go through lateral entry also. DRDO has proposed MTech in defense technology. I'm sure all of you would have listened to the announcement made by our PM about making India self-reliant, Make in India. So in that context, MTech in defense technology. Center for Excellence in Cybersecurity. Do you know how many people are needed in cybersecurity in the next 3 years? A projection says more than 2 lakh people. So that's the kind of recruitment needed. And hence we need centers like this. And then of course, technical education, regional languages, which is again pretty important, So because suppose I'm from Andhra, so I would be happy to learn in my own language. I'm from Punjab, I would be happy to learn in my own language. But of course, initially, I think some popular languages are being talked about. Next. So these are some latest announcement by AICT. Next, please. Okay, DU FIUP already ma'am has covered. So basically, you can leave after 1 year with a certificate, 2 years with a diploma, 3 years with honors, and complete 4 years to do honors with research. Right now, like my company, we help students in applying to top universities across the globe. When students come with a 3-year program, some universities in US and Canada might not consider them. Or sometimes you have to go for WAS. WAS is a body which gives equalization. Equalization is that our 3-year degree is equivalent to 4-year degree of theirs, something like that. Yeah. But with 4 years coming in, that need will go away. Also, students will get time to research and practically work on a project. So I think that's a welcome step. They would also have to complete another language course. So one Indian language and one other language. Innovation entrepreneurship course. I strongly feel, in fact, I've gone to colleges and spoken about this. Psychology kar rahe ho, sociology kar rahe ho, English kar rahe ho, you should take up entrepreneurship. Agar entrepreneurship सीखोगे, English honors वाले लोग, they can run a content management company. Yeah. One of my friends, he runs a company which supplies content to one of the world's largest companies. You know how he has scaled up? 3 years back, he had 450 people on his staff. 6 years back, he had only about 80 people on his staff. Today, he has 1,400 people on his staff. Like he has hired 1,400 people. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So the idea is, to understand this and share it with the students, co-curriculars, ethics. So that is how DU FIUP is going to evolve very, very practically. Internship, thesis, and final year, and so on. Next. Even commerce student will have to choose something on humanities side. Yeah. Yes, Satakshi Day, this PPT, this entire video will be available on YouTube by tomorrow. So you can go on my channel and the entire thing will be available. So fixing up Indian education. So making everything more child-centered rather than as one size fits all. So with online, it is possible because a lot of things can be uploaded. Yeah. Like I do career counseling. Now students sometimes say, I didn't understand, or I need more time with you. Obviously, I move on to a next activity. I ask them to check on my YouTube. Yeah. So similarly, I think as a teacher or a trainer, you would evolve a lot of things and you would keep on using hybrid systems now. Digital divide, when children come from a particular socioeconomic background, it's fine. I had to help out my maid's child because my maid had one extra phone and both her children could not study from that phone. Yeah. So I had to help and give her one more device. So there's a digital divide also, which we all have to address. And of course, parental guidance on how to constructively use this time, which became available to them because of lockdown kind of situation. Next. There are a couple of questions. Just wait for 2 minutes. I'll just take it on. So this again, we culled out from various sources that open book exam system will become a part of Quotidian process practices, that is regular practices. Locating knowledge with digital tools can become important. See, what is data analytics? कुछ भी data है उसको analyze कर लें. Yeah. So business analytics, data analytics, why it is such a hot career? Because any ed tech, health tech, agri tech, they would be using it daily. I run a small company, but even I use analytics. कितने लोग ने हमारा website visit किया? YouTube में कहाँ से लोग आ रहे हैं? Some of my YouTube is getting popular in Maharashtra, which I could see because of analytics. Yeah. So when you see analytics, you can understand. So that is locating knowledge with digital tools. So digital tools will become very, very important. We all would need to understand. So जैसे अगर हमें marketing करना है तो HubSpot Academy is good. I want all of you to recommend to children about Google Digital Garage. Rivu, can you write Google Digital Garage and futurelearn.com. आप सब लोग भी खुद भी courses करेंगे. You will enjoy it like anything. You will learn. Yeah. Google Digital Garage has 152 or more courses right now. Google Digital Garage. Thank you, Rivu. And you can also write futurelearn.com. Amazing. Google Digital Garage courses are free of charge. Yeah. So you are a government school, you are a private school, public school, you are a teacher, you are an individual. Please go on to Google Digital Garage. It is amazing. I will guarantee you that's a good takeaway from today's program. You have got 152 programs free of charge for your children, ranging from 1 hour program. A lot of them are 1 hour programs to 40, 50 hour program also. Anyway. Concept of online attendance as an alternative will be even interpreted as a right. Yeah. So there will be a time when students will say, "Hum to online hi attend karenge." So be prepared for it. Okay. Advent of choice-based credit and semester system we are witnessing. So even the choice-based credit and semester system is undergoing a change. So that is how a couple of changes are happening. Next, I'll quickly take up a few questions. I had initially planned that we'll take it up for an hour. So maybe we still have 10 minutes for it. Okay, last thing, teachers, really, really important. So syllabus will keep on changing dramatically. So my all fellow teachers and fellow friends, I would say counselors, lot syllabus will need to change much faster than it is changing right now. Yeah. So teachers will need to design and teach new courses also. So a typical university abroad, you are counted as the best teacher if you can attract students. It's not compulsory for students to attend. Yeah. I mean, the power button, the remote, I have a remote here. The remote button will be in the student's hand. Yeah. So you as a teacher will have to ideate and come out with a new course. Like I remember going to Northwestern Chicago And if you come to my office, and you're welcome to, you will see on the stairs I have put photographs of my visits here and there, and some Indian big programs also which we do. So people, I remember Northwestern Chicago, they teach a subject called love in the university, yeah, which I found intriguing, and I checked up also, and I realized, so right. Otherwise, we try to learn about love from experiments and different experiences, all of which might not be very positive. Yeah. How many students attend that class? The guy who delivers that program is so good that 800 students, can you imagine that? 800 students sit in his class, and there's another class where only 20 students sit. Yeah. So हमें अभी लगता है ना कि ये कोर्स है, यही कोर्स करना है. We'll have to change. We'll have to offer soft courses, maybe massive open online courses. इंडिया में भी है ना NPTEL. आपके कोई इंजीनियरिंग के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, और योर ब्रदर, सिस्टर, सन, डॉटर, whosoever. So NPTEL, किसी बच्चे को अच्छा सोटो से अच्छा इंजीनियरिंग का कॉलेज नहीं मिल रहा, NPTEL के कोर्सेज, रिबू कैन यू राइट NPTEL? NPTEL के कोर्सेज आप करा सकते हैं. NPTEL कोर्सेज फ्री ऑफ चार्ज मिलते हैं. थैंक यू रिबू. IIT के प्रोफेसर्स के कोर्सेज हैं. या तो हम लोग भी, मतलब हम स्कूल टीचर्स या स्कूल काउंसलर्स भी अपने अपने कोर्सेज, या इफ आई एम अ स्कूल काउंसलर, आई विल बिल्ड अप वीडियोस ऑन personality development, on communication skills, on handling anxiety, and I'll put it there. I'll push it through WhatsApp system and so on. So I'm asking people to be more creative and use digital media. So their market potential will become a significant factor. That's how teaching learning process will be changing. NEP also opens up process of a accreditation to a 2-tier competition. Teachers' intellectual pursuits will have to be aligned with the trends in labor market. Abhi Minister Sir also said, Abhi Manish Seshadhar ji aaye the, he also said that he wants children to be employable. Ya to khud kaam, they'll become entrepreneurs, or they should get jobs. So somehow, I mean, teachers also need to understand that how that human capital has to be developed. Of course, this is a divergent view from an earlier view, but right now increasingly you will find the political, the parental system supporting this kind of a view. So this is how I mean, we can use these insights and build it up. Ribu, you can give a connect to these insights also. So Ribu took out these from a couple of so we search across Harvard education system and others to check what is happening, and we thought we'll share this. Next. Okay, in case some of you want to be in touch with us about our webinars, so these are webinars which we do: new age careers, profile building. I mean, we work with the top schools in India and abroad. So you can be in touch with us, and some of you want to conduct programs and you are pretty good at it. You can just write to us. Please write to me. Ribu, you can just write my mail ID, please. So be in touch, guys. I always feel it's a community work. That's why we created Snap, and I'm so happy that today a lot of you have joined the Online Counselors Network. I also promise you shortly, let things settle down more, but shortly we'll organize a big get together, and I'll invite all of you, and we'll discuss ideas consistently to understand how we all together can impact. Ribu, if you can give my email ID, that'll be better. Next, please. Anything else in this? So there are a couple of questions I'll just take. So we do aptitude testing, counseling, various sessions with the schools. Yeah, Ribu, I think last page. I think this already we keep on sharing. Okay, one more important thing. So SAT is gaining in acceptance in India. Okay, a lot of universities, though largely private universities right now, they look at SAT. But amongst private universities, some have done an amazing job. I'm sure you all have heard of Ashoka. Kriya is there down south. Yeah. So Manipal is again a pretty famous university. So SAT is also being accepted. In fact, now it is 40 plus universities. I would not say 35, 40 plus universities as we are talking. Plaksha University is a university to watch out for. If you're looking at technology careers, Plaksha is going to be a big university. Just wait and watch. Yeah. Plaksha has been brought out by hundreds of top Indian entrepreneurs. So good this thing at Plaksha also. Azim Premji is a good university which people don't talk about. Azim Premji is amazing for humanities, amazing for research also. Yeah. Amazing. Azim Premji University is also building up education managers, education trainers. Look at their master's courses. Some of you who are teachers who want to shift to education management, you can check out courses from Azim Prem University or some international universities also. But of course, I am suggesting generally, like for your student, we should kind of take these universities. Ahmedabad University is a good university. It's almost a 60-year-old trust which runs Ahmedabad University. Yeah. So we cannot be speaking only about one university. So that challenge we need to understand, we need to take and let parents and students understand about other universities also. Anyway, so SAT is important. Next. So in case you want to be in touch with us, you can contact us on these numbers or this email ID. You can take a snap, but we'll be putting up this on YouTube also. So I'll quickly take last 1 or 2 questions. Anything else you can just write in the chat and I'll be happy to discuss. How to minimize brain drain? Provide good opportunities, good infrastructure. Yeah. So if you provide good opportunities to young people, then obviously they like to stay here. See, anybody who's young, who has to build up his or her career, would be attracted to a place where infrastructure is amazing, where the growth opportunities are good, where things are more structured and the system is working. Okay, great. So guys, this is my social media, Instagram, jitinchawla.careerguru. Next week, you can also join us. Swavalamban is a program. Ribu, if you can kindly share about that program also. Swavalamban is and let your children also join in. It'll be out on our YouTube and Facebook Live. It'll be YouTube Live and Facebook Live, so as many people can join in. So Swavalamban is a program aimed at girls. I mean, we'll be presenting amazing ladies and girls who have done well. So I have somebody who's a budding actress, right from her to a politician, to a senior lawyer, to a civil servant. So we've invited amazing people for Swavalamban. So, right.
Sir, it is on 18th from 10 a.m. onwards.
Okay.
So we are doing it with the Convent of Jesus and Mary, and participants will be Anjali Ishtwal from NDTV. She is a news anchor. Mansi Sehgal, she is an actor as well as a Miss India's finalist. Shagun Sethi will be there. So she is an advisor for environment, social governance, and also so we are expecting more participation from IAS officers and some people from political background.
Thank you, Ribu. Thank you. So one question I got: how and where to give them exposure? It is difficult to convince them. So first of all, I think Komalji, we need to take exposure ourselves. So like suppose I am a commerce person. I need to understand what is happening in the field. So I would go on website like moneycontrol.com. Yeah, I would check what is happening in the economy. How's stock market doing? How's gold, silver, bullion doing? How's foreign currency doing? I would need to understand how our economy is doing. What is happening in Afghanistan? How is that impacting, let's say, dry fruit business, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Similarly, I would like to learn new skills. So if a student starts tasting things, then they can decide which side to go, what to do. Yeah. So for that, I've already shared Google Digital Garage, futurelearn.com. Yeah. Online to amazing है students के लिए. Yeah. So, but careers ka ho, then of course, check out vault.com. Vault is one of the very big websites which gives you amazing career information. So you can check this out. Career One Stop is also good. Okay. Ashna Jain ji, you are asking, JEE alag cheez hai or DU alag cheez hai? So both are not concerned with each other, but entrepreneurship events can get. So first of all, see, it doesn't matter whether you get top colleges in DU or not. अगर कोई जना entrepreneurship events में कर रहा है, entrepreneur बनने वाला है, it doesn't matter. Online जो available education, आप please check करिए Y Combinator Startup School 2020. Y Combinator Startup School 2020. Yeah. So Startup Winter School 2020. I'm just writing it down. So the moment you'll check this, you'll find 20 videos. 2019 karenge 20 other videos. It is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. So, agar entrepreneur banna hai, to I would rather watch Y Combinator, because no university in the world, even Harvard, cannot give me what Y Combinator. Y Combinator is the most successful incubation center in the world. They have incubated companies like Airbnb, Dropbox, and 2,000 plus companies. Check it out. Anyway, so that's how it is. That's how it is. So quickly, uh, I would like to thank Poonam Verma ma'am. Ma'am, you have been very kind to join us here. Any last two sentences you want to communicate to the audience on how do they kind of keep on upgrading themselves? You know, they are with schools, they keep, I mean, from morning till evening they are busy, and these days it is online, so again additional responsibilities. So how do they really orient themselves to understanding about the changes, about even as a person also, how do they kind of change themselves to build up themselves as successful professionals who are guiding children, helping them be even more successful? Ma'am, you are on a mute. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the short reply would be go to him, go to Jitin Chawla. Nevertheless, yes, you're absolutely right. As a teacher, the most important thing is that we have to have that urge to learn. And this pandemic has taught us that, we used to regard online courses as inferior cousin to the, offline programs. But, what we've come to realize is that the hybrid way of learning is the only way forward. And mind you, I would add a couple of more things to this, because in the NEP, they have said that 40% of the credits can be earned by the students through these online programs. So that means to say that for 60%, they could be taking up those offline classes. For 40%, they could still go on for this online. And online, resources are amazing, as you rightfully mentioned. Most of them are free. Even Coursera for some time was also free. Now they've started charging. But the whole idea of all this is that you must have that inner urge to learn. That's the only way forward in this world. I would say that we learn till our deathbed, and every what pandemic has taught us, that's the biggest teacher has been the last 18 months for each of us in our personal life as well. So guys, that's the only way forward. And of course, Jitin Chawla ji is always there to help us, keep us updating, and keep interacting. Take these initiatives. It's very important that we come together. See, also, even Shaheed Sukhdev College of Business Studies is launching many of these value-added programs. One program we're going to be starting very soon, in a month or so, would be on entrepreneurship. 6 months intensive program for entrepreneurship. So that is the way we are, every educational institution has to evolve. So that's it. I would say.
That's great value addition. One more question is, Shweta Sharma is asking, how can students outside Delhi connect with your team? So people come to us for aptitude testing counseling. Today, because of online thing, I mean, our testing, everything is online. So these are our numbers or email ID. You can connect with us here, and we'll be happy to help them out. Sometimes schools invite us to conduct aptitude testing and counseling. And not only India, we conduct programs in Gulf schools also, like Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait. Kuwait I've been doing for last 5 years now. So people just be in touch, and I would strongly suggest check out our social media, check out YouTube channel. We have done 135 videos plus to help out students only, and you will find it exciting. And if you have new ideas, please share with us, and we'll be happy to take it on. So our idea is to keep on adding like-minded people who wish good things for the students, and keep on sharing new things with them, keep on helping students upgrade themselves, and in the process also building up themselves more powerful into a more powerful and positive personality. So with this, I thank all of you. I would like to thank Manish Shishoda ji. He had to leave for an urgent meeting. So he did share that, and I'm really thankful to him. He took out time, and he spoke to you at length about changes which are happening. And then, of course, I'm thankful to Poonam Verma ma'am. And last but not least, my team members, Ribhu, Sarthak, Anil, they've been working assiduously at it, and they've spent a good amount of time. We hope to meet very soon. We'll be having a couple of education events which we are planning. So it will be announced in our social media. So let's be in touch. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody was asking, वैसे फार्मिंग का मुझे शौक चढ़ा है अभी नया नया, तो हर रोज एक YouTube में मैं कभी हाइड्रोपोनिक्स की वीडियो, कभी खेत कैसे खरीदना है, which are the crops to go, I have been seeing that. Anyway, that was just, जैसे मूवी के बाद में थोड़ा छोटा मोटा शेयरिंग होता है, that's how it has been happening. That's what I am doing right now. I can see a lot of good comments coming.
You can unmute your mics now and ask question if any.
Group Captain Bijoy Kumar Chaudhary sir, yours is the longest name. I'm sure you pack a powerful punch. That's great. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, now I'll just go. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you, Lomina Rajiv.